what the father had done and releasing the pain. And the story has a good ending because she ended up getting well. I don't know how many of us seated here today, and I'm not saying that the cause of illnesses is simply forgiveness. That would be very simplistic. But I'm just wondering, how many of us watching me today, probably they have lived a life of pain and illness and sickness and aches everywhere, simply because there's somebody they need to forgive. So for Joseph, it wasn't just enough to rise up to the highest level that he rose and making a lot of difference, but he needed to cry out, he needed to let out the bitterness and forgive and release and be reconciled and be reunited with his family members. Maybe I'm talking so much about the person who is yet to forgive, but I'm saying this because you only have control over yourselves. But again, even the one who is the perpetrator, the one who is the offender, you can see from the book of Genesis chapter 42 verse 21, what the brothers are saying. The brothers are saying, and they said to one another, we are verily guilty concerning our brother, in that we saw the anguish of his soul. We saw the anguish of his soul when he besought us, and we would not hear. Therefore, is this distress come upon us? And so when they were being taken round and round, they had not recognized their brother in Egypt. But when they are not being taken round, when they are being taken round and round, because they still had unfinished business, where they had offended their brother, where they had wronged, their father by selling their brother, they kept on wondering, could it be maybe because of what we did to our brother, that's why we are suffering? And this happens even to the perpetrator. Sometimes you have wronged someone, and you know you have wronged someone, and you know you need to seek for forgiveness. But because you haven't done, anything happens to you, and you keep on thinking, could it be because of that which I did to that person? And yet what you need to do is simply to grant forgiveness. And so actually, what really is forgiveness? Forgiveness is not some mindless cover-up. It's not a cover-up of what somebody is doing. But forgiveness is actually careful consideration. Joseph didn't weep 5 times for nothing. He wept because he imagined the impact of what the brothers had done to him. The brothers who were meant to protect him because he was the younger brother. And yet they sold him to be a slave. One moment he's a petted child. The next moment he's a slave. And the next minute he's being accused of rape of all things. And so he's being thrown to prison. Forgiveness involves a willingness to hold the offender accountable. It doesn't mean when we have forgiven, we don't need to hold the offender accountable. The offender needs to be held accountable. And that is why Joseph told them, I am Joseph, your brother, the one whom you sold. And so we also need to be determined to set new boundaries with the offender, okay? Not to expose ourselves again to be hurt by the person that has offended us. But even as we put new boundaries, we need to have a generous disposition to release that person from debt. The Bible says that vengeance is mine. Maybe you're looking at me this morning and you're just wondering, do you really know what these people did to me? You are telling me to forgive? Do you really know what these people did to me? I may not know what these people did to you. I really do not know. They could be your close family members. I honestly do not know. But one thing that I know, that even Christ never waited for his persecutors to ask for forgiveness. Christ never waited for us sinners to ask for forgiveness. He gave us forgiveness freely and willingly at the cross. The Bible says in the book of Psalms, chapter 110, verse 1, the Lord said unto my Lord, sit at my right hand until I make your enemies your footstool. The Lord himself will make the enemies your footstool. When I was reflecting on this verse, I've been reflecting on what this verse means, making your enemies a footstool. An experience came to my mind that I would like to share in relation to saying that maybe you're wondering, whether I really know exactly what these people did to you, and I'm saying I don't know. But all I can say that for your own good, you need to forgive and release. I'm not seeing any better way of beginning the year. Some of us begin the year, I know our church has the 10 days of prayer, which is fantastic. A lot of us, not a lot, but I know some people begin the year with the Daniel fast, where they fast for 10 days on fruits and vegetables, which is a good